In 1876, Kentucky had the weirdest weather ever, a rain of raw meat. Mrs. Crouch was sitting outside when chunks of flesh fell from a clear blue sky. The grossest part? 2 local men actually tasted it to identify the meat. They guessed bear or venison. Science later revealed the truth. A flock of vultures vomited mid-flight. Those men ate vulture puke. Bon appétit. The US once planned to win wheat too with an army of bats. Project X-Ray involved strapping tiny napalm bombs to thousands of bats. The plan: drop them over cities so they'd hide in attics and start fires. But it backfired. During a test, armed bats escaped and burned down a US Air Force base. The project was scrapped for the atomic bomb. Talk about a batty idea. In 1922, wearing the wrong hat could get you beaten up. It was the Great Straw Hat Riot. By unspoken rule, straw hats were banned after September 15th. But in NYC, it turned violent. Mobs of thousands roamed the streets, snatching hats and stomping on them. Some even used sticks with nails. Men were hospitalized and arrests were made. Fashion used to be dangerous. Did you know the US once had an emperor? In 1859, Joshua Norton, a homeless man, declared himself Emperor of the United States. San Francisco just played along. Police saluted him, and shops accepted his handmade money. When a cop arrested him, public outrage forced the police chief to apologize. 30,000 people attended his funeral in 1880. Long live the emperor! The 1904 Olympic Marathon was the dumbest race ever. First, Fred Laws won by riding a car for 11 miles. The actual winner, Thomas Hicks, was fed brandy mixed with rat poison. He was hallucinating and literally carried across the line. A Cuban postman ran in street shoes, ate rotten apples, took a nap, and still came fourth. Only 14 of 32 finished. Subscribe for more chaos.
The US and Britain almost went to war because of a pig. In 1859, on a disputed island, an American farmer found a British pig eating his potatoes. So he shot it. Things escalated fast. Britain wanted him arrested. The US sent the army. Suddenly, you had 500 American soldiers staring down 3 British warships with 2,000 men. All because of a potato thief. The order to fire was given, but the British admiral refused, saying, "I will not involve 2 great nations in a war over a squabble about a pig." The only casualty in history's weirdest standoff? Just a pig. The truth is much more disturbing. His mouth was a nightmare of ivory, gold, lead, and even hippopotamus tusks. But here's the darkest part. His ledger books reveal he purchased 9 real human teeth from his own enslaved workers. So why the wood myth? Over time, the ivory stained from port wine and tea, turning a dark, grainy brown that looked just like wood. Washington didn't refuse to smile because he was stoic. He did it to hide a mouth full of pain and secrets.
Believe it or not, the current US flag started as a school project that got a B- grade. In 1958, 17-year-old Robert Heft spent hours sewing a new 50-star pattern. But his teacher hated it, calling it unoriginal. He said, "If you can get Congress to accept it, I'll change the grade." So Robert actually sent it to the White House. And guess what? President Eisenhower picked his design out of 1/500 entries. The teacher was forced to change the grade to an A. Never underestimate a teenager. The deadliest wave in Boston wasn't water, it was sugar syrup. In 1919, a massive tank of molasses exploded. 2 million gallons of sticky goo flooded the streets instantly. And it wasn't slow. The wave was 25 feet high and moved at 35 miles per hour. Faster than you can run. It smashed buildings and bent steel tracks. It was like quicksand. People and horses got stuck in the waist-deep syrup. Tragically, 21 people died. Locals say on hot days, the streets of Boston still smell like caramel. Did Romans really puke to eat more? You believe they used a vomitorium just to throw up during parties? This is a total myth. The real vomitorium was a wide corridor in a stadium. The word means to spew forth crowds, not food. It helped people exit quickly. History lied to you. Subscribe to History Village for the real facts. As myths about Roman culture circulate, it's crucial to uncover the truth behind these misconceptions. The idea of a vomitorium as a place for vomiting has captivated imaginations, but understanding its real purpose reveals the sophistication of Roman architecture. By exploring history, we can separate fact from fiction and appreciate the complexities of ancient civilizations. Everything you know about Vikings is wrong. Real Vikings never wore horned helmets. Think about it. In battle, horns would be a disaster. An enemy could easily pull your helmet off. So where did the horns come from? Costume designers for an 1876 opera invented them to make the characters look scary. It was pure theatre, not history. Want more real history? Hit that subscribe button to History Village. For centuries, British propaganda made you think the French emperor was tiny. It was a powerful tool to mock him. He was measured at 5'2", French units, but in modern units he was actually 5'7". That was average for the 1800s. He was even taller than many of his soldiers. Next time someone says Napoleon was short, tell them the truth.